Ever since she won the third season of MasterChef South Africa in 2014, the life of Roxy Wardman has been nothing short of a roller coaster. Flying all over the world to get a taste of everything you can make a dessert from, she's a private chef, an entrepreneur, and a professional who's taken it upon herself to bring the fine art of baking cakes to the next level.
Everything food orientated, that's me.
According to Roxy, her passion for food has always slumbered in her genes, waiting for the right moment to blossom.
My love of food started from a very young age. I grew up in a family that food was always around. My mum is Portuguese, so whenever we went to family gatherings, it was just food, food, food. And I used to always sit on the counter and watch my gran bake and that. So I think it's always been around me, and my dad is a very good cook and so is my mum. So I think from a very, very young age, I've been around it constantly, and I've just enjoyed being in the kitchen.
The future dessert queen was also lucky enough to be supported by a family that encouraged her to develop her own taste.
So I think it was a lot of trial and error. So from a young age, my mum also used to really let me go wild in the kitchen. She wasn't one of those mothers that was scared of mess. If I wanted to do something, she used to really let me go wild. So I think that also helped me. I was very adventurous and I explored different things and that. So I think from a young age, I was always in the kitchen, whereas other children would want to play with Barbies or, be outside and stuff. And I was in the kitchen. And even, throughout high school as well, I was always, trying to make dinner and bake cakes for my brothers for their birthdays. And I think that's how it was a lot of trial and error. And also YouTube. That also helps a lot.
That may very well explain why her style is so unique. The master chef didn't have to think long when asked how she would define her personal baking style.
I think my food is very cafe style, so I don't really do a lot of fine dining food unless it's requested by a client. But it's very quirky and creative and adventurous, and I like to also push the boundaries a little bit, with like different flavors and concepts when I do my food.
The day this train driver turned master chef turned entrepreneur decided to audition for the show turned out to be something of a life-changing moment.
Before MasterChef, I was actually working for Transnet. I was a train driver assistant, so working night shift and day shift and all sorts of shifts. And when MasterChef, came around for auditioning, I decided to enter, and because I wanted to try, change my life, career change, and all of that. And on the day of the audition, I wasn't going to go. I just felt like, no, I'm not good enough. I'm not going to get anywhere. And then it was my boyfriend at that time, he's my husband now, he was like, no, you're going, even if it's just to see what it's all about, just go. So I went for the auditions, and it's like I got through, and then it was a hot auditions, and it was just, everything just like snowballed, and it happened so quickly.
Doing something completely different from what you're used to is always a leap of faith and can be quite exciting on the one hand, yet utterly scary on the other. However, Roxy never had any regrets.
It's always hard because you always have doubts. So you start doubting yourself and your confidence, and you're saying, can you really make a career out of food or your passion? Do you really want to throw away what you've got, a stable income that you're going to get every day, well, at the end of the month and that, and then, go into something that you don't actually know what's going to happen, and are you good enough to be in the industry? So always that self-doubt, but now, it's like I could say I'll never ever go back to where I was before MasterChef, and I'm happy with what I've done and the career change or path that I chose.